Welcome back to the final whistle for the Championship predictions, week 7. We are late, 10 minutes. Do apologise. My laptop froze at 6 o'clock. I had bloody internet issues. I think it was last time round. But yeah, the laptop's not. I'd probably need a new laptop at this point. I'm sorry. But yeah, I kept you lot waiting. We are here. Welcome to the predictions. We are going to predict all this weekend's games coming up from Friday to Saturday. We're going to look at week 6 of how everybody did regarding the scores this week. So it's going to be interesting to see what Steve gives us regarding the numbers of how well we actually did this week. And yeah, get involved as always. We're all going to look at week 6's games. We're going to discuss everything. And let's see who's in. William, how are we? Jack's fault, yeah. It's got to be someone's fault, isn't it? If it's not my fault, whose fault is it? Evening, Dawn. Evening from sunny Dunstable. Hello, Mick. How are we, pal? Hello, Ray. How are we, mate? Right. Let me change the background and then let me get the boys in. We'll start with Steve. Steve, how are we?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself? I mean, you know, it's getting quite late, Jack. You know, I thought we were going to be going to bed before we did this tonight.
Well, yeah, well, good evening, Jack. Seeing you post about the Anstey Nomad first call we get. Are you going to the game? I don't know what I'm doing Saturday, to be fair. I know there's a lot of non-league games on. I mean, there's a few EFL games. Might ground hopping, go and watch another EFL game. It's grand that I haven't done, but I don't know. Steve were at bloody Lincoln v Chelsea the other night at the, what's it called? Sinsel Bank, is it?
Yeah, Sinsel Bank. Yeah, got free tickets because my wife works for the marketing department in Co-op. So, that was nice to go and sit down there. A bit too close to the front for me, though. I was only 3 sort of steps up from the pitch, and I was like, "Oh, I can't get on this." But I did spend the entirety of the 90 minutes booing Wesley Fofana, with the people around me joining in as well. So you know that there's always positives.
Well, that I'm not surprised. Let's get Rich in. Rich, how are we?
Marvellous. I'm top of the world as I look out the window. And there's no rain. Evening, Blackburn fans, if you're watching.
With the MDM.
Rich has chosen violence today.
Well, I was getting it in the WhatsApp group this afternoon, wasn't I? Just minding my own business I was, and they would start picking on me.
Minding your own business. You were rubbing salt into the wounds of all Championship fans.
Steve was stirring it. He was chief stirrer.
Of always. To be fair, you did do one that was pretty bait, and I was just like, "Oh, that's bait."
Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe we got away with one, Jack. Eh?
Well, I think you have got away with one. They could have played the last 10 minutes. No.
That was not. I don't think that was ever on the cards. Was it really?
Well, everyone seems to think the EFL are in favour of Ipswich with the whole corruption scandal of whatever Blackburn fans feel. But Championship fans, Ipswich fans stirring that little pot, you know, and that's how it is. But how are you anyway, Rich? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Looking forward to making our predictions this week. I mean, it was another crazy week last week, wasn't it? I think I might have got a couple right, but there was some strange old results, weren't there, across the board last week.
A few bloody horrific ones, should we say. I don't think I had a great week last week. I've only probably got about one. Steve,
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, Jack. I don't want to talk about it. No, I don't. We'll just move on. We'll just move on this week. It's fine. We'll come again next week. It's okay. It's okay. I've had 2 blank weeks in a row. 0 points for both. Not ideal. You guys both got 1 each. That was the Middlesbrough West Brom result.
Whoa! Stewart's inquiry. I think I got the Millwall versus Watford result because I said 1-0 to Millwall, Steve.
Oh, correct. You did. Let me just change that. You got 2 then. So there you go. There you go.
He's trying to con you so he can catch you up, really, Rich.
He can if he wants.
I'd already read it out, all of them apart from that one, and then I looked at it, I was like, oh, it was 3-1, but it was actually the Bristol City Oxford.
It was as predicted, not a great watch on a Monday night, and if you had trouble sleeping, it would have got you off, nicely.
Yeah, I will be honest though. I have watched 0 EFL football apart from the Leicester game on Saturday this weekend. I've been too busy, so I don't know what happened in the games, and I've changed it up for my predictions as well. Well, because I've had 2 poor weeks in a row, I've actually gone and asked my nephew what he thinks the results will be. So we're going to put his in for me tonight.
Well, before we actually get on to week 6 and how the fixture did pan out for a lot of surprises, but Rich, we're actually going to talk about corruption in the EFL first, mate. With Ipswich. That's scenario that's come about today. Blackburn ain't happy. You believe that the Ewood Parks can be flooded again with Blackburn's tears, which
Blackburn tears.
But 1-0. They led 10-minute Ipswich were absolutely poor again. But you get away with it, Rich. You know, they've wiped it clean just for you. And you might have to offer them a tissue to soak up that water on the pitch, Rich. What do you reckon? Is it a good sort of objection, should we call it, in Ipswich's favour? Or do you sort of feel for Blackburn fans?
Yeah, well, me and Steve were talking while you were having trouble with your laptop earlier.
Thanks, Take it in.
Look, I think it was always going to be, someone was going to be unhappy, weren't there? Because there's no real rules, is there? It's sort of, I think it's on a game by game basis that they sort of judge it. And look, I can totally understand if you're a Blackburn fan, you're going to be really frustrated because you haven't won at home. You were 1-0 up. We were down to 10 men. So you would have thought that they possibly might have gone on and won the game. But then you look at, there was still about 10.5 minutes left before injury time, which would probably be 7 or 8 minutes because the ref had trouble with his technology. I think he was getting water in that twice. There was a sending off, there was a penalty, there was substitute. So you could easily say, Jack, that there was probably 17 or 18 minutes left, which we all know what the Championship's like and football's like nowadays. And we spoke about last week, I think, about the number of late goals that you get in a game now. You know, I think I was on a podcast on Sunday night. I think in the Championship, it's about 18%. There's late goals. So no one can say, being 100%, that Blackburn definitely would have gone on and won that game. Did they have an advantage because they had a man up? Yeah, they did. I can't sit here and deny that. But I'm obviously going to, with my Ipswich hat on, I'm going to say the red card does count, by the way. He's suspended Saturday, Greaves, which is I think that's still a bit of a weird one because Todd Cantwell's goal doesn't stand in the records, yet Jacob Greaves' red card does. So,
you can't have your cake and eat it both, Rich. Come on now. You've got to take something from the game.
It's a shame as well because Todd Cantwell also ex-Norwich, you know, if no one knew, so gets the winner.
Can we talk about sportsmanship, Rich? Will there be any giving you that 1 goal lead and you lot playing with 10 men for the whole 90?
Oh my Lord! I've never heard anything so silly in all my life. I mean, we are talking about a professional sport here. You know, we're not giving anyone any head starts. We're not going to say, "There you go, Todd Cantwell. We can run it through from the kickoff and pop it in the net." And then on about 49 minutes, we'll take a player off, so we go down to 10. Look, this is what the EFL have come up with. You know, we were talking before, and I think if they'd have said, Jack, at 80 minutes, right, it's a 1-0 win for Blackburn, and they get the 3 points. Steve was saying, say it's a playoff game, you know, and a team are winning with 10 minutes left, and there's a floodlight failure, or there's a pitch invasion and you can't get the game back on. What happens then? So that's when it gets open. That's when it gets open to abuse a little bit. So it's probably the only time in my life that I'm happy going back to Blackburn twice in one season.
Unbelievable, honestly. Right.
Could be 3 times if you get them in the FA Cup.
Well, you know how things work, Steve. You know when we probably will. But did the referee come to the right decision? Yes, he did. But it was playable to start with, Jack. It had been lashing down up there all day, you know. He gets the half-time at 0-0. It's pouring down. That's probably when he's got to use a little bit of local knowledge and sort of talk to the groundsman and people. It was raining till 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. It wasn't going to stop. It was torrential. So I said to Steve before we came on air, it was all right when it was 0-0. As soon as there's a goal in that game, the referee's got a problem. You know, because Blackburn, well, it came out that both managers were happy that the game was called off. And then I see Vladimir Ismail saying he never said that. Well, he's not going to say that, is he? Because with 10 minutes left in the game and you're winning 1-0 at home, you're not going to say, yeah, good idea. We'll call the game off now because he wants to win the game. You know, but as soon as that goal went in and it was 1-0 to them, I thought you've got a little bit of a problem there. But I mean, it was farcical. He took the teams off for 10 minutes. We're all standing there, nothing's happening apart from it's raining. Yeah. Then two groundsmen appear with some couple of forks, not really doing a lot. Then another 3 or 4 trotted out. Then the referee, I think it's Steve Martin, comes out. I mean, he absolutely loved it. I mean, refs love being in the spotlight, and it was his time to shine when as he walks out, ball under his arm, and then he throws it up in the air and it splats in a puddle. And then we're giving it the ooh, and then he rolls it along the floor and it goes about 2 centimetres. I mean, it was just pathetic, wasn't it?
I just want to say, armchair jockey, it was the ref's call to call the game off. He's the one that makes that decision. There's nobody above him saying you can't make that choice. It's just his call.
So back in the day, they'd have played that straight away.
Yeah, but in today's day and age, with injuries and these players are worth way more nowadays than they were sort of 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was the ref, Steve Martin. You must have had him, Jack, down at the King Power. He's got tattoos.
Has it?
Got big old arms. Yeah, you'll see him this season.
It's incredibly harsh on Blackburn. It's precedented now, set that if the team is losing with 10 minutes left, fans should invade the pitch, get it called off, and the EFL to announce a replay.
I don't think that would happen if it was a pitch invasion. It's completely different to a torrential thunderstorm. If you're pitch invading, if you're invading the pitch, then the club will be fined, and it will be completely different to what it is now.
Hello, Paul.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. If it was happening to Leicester, we'd all be going, "Oh no, let's replay the game. Let's replay the game." Yeah, none of us would be going, "Let's go back for the 10 minutes, guys. Come on, let's just play for the last 10 minutes." No, it's ridiculous. And look, there's no rule in place that says that you have to start it from that 10-minute point with Ipswich down to 10 men with a goal disadvantage. Just replay the game, accept it, move on. It'll even itself out over the season. Look at we said last week about the red cards with Ramsey and Ricardo against Birmingham. Like that should have been a red card against Ricardo. Then didn't get it, but we got one against Oxford. So just accept it and move on. It is what it is.
I mean, we're all chuckling, but when we go there again, we've got to perform. Otherwise, we're going to have egg on our face, aren't we?
Yeah, you guys are going to get booed for the entirety of the game. So if there's no goal in that first minute for them, I'm going to watch that game because there might be chairs thrown on the pitch.
Ipswich fans walk into the seats and get booed by the other side.
But look, all joking aside, I think it's probably there's an issue with their pitch, Jack, that they obviously need to address, don't they?
Someone said the other day, I forget we're on TikTok, they said, they haven't won the Premier League title on that pitch. They said, how can they complain if they've not sorted the pitch problems out since
in 1996, it's not like they won it 2 years ago, is it? It was 20 odd years ago. So.
Well, as we walked out, we walked past the River Darwen, and I mean, it was absolutely teeming down it. But you've only got to look, Jack. Chorley, which isn't far from Blackburn, non-league, playing at home, completed the game.
So Burnley played, and they've got underrated turf more. They've got underrated soil, which is something Blackburn probably could have done. But yeah, with the Benke's situation at the minute, it's not really going to happen, is it? They're not really getting the funding to bloody buy players at this time, let alone sort the picture. Both had to play on it. BS, excuse from McKenna, blame the official, not the ground. Everyone's going to have an opinion on it, aren't they, Rich? Will be better. They just relayed the soil on Cantwell. It's got replayed. It's tough. Let's just hope it doesn't rain. Hey, if it rains again, what are they going to do?
Oh, I mean, I'll be checking the forecast before I go up there again. I mean, I drove 475 miles, boys, on Saturday. Spent about 140 quid.
Back again.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'll be back again whenever it's
replayed.
replayed.
For the next away game. For the
Do you think they will?
I've kept
me tickets. I've kept me tickets just in case that you're allowed in next time. But I don't know if they'll charge.
Yeah, we'll see. Right, let's have a look at week 6. So we'll start off with the Friday night football. Middlesbrough beating West Brom. Middlesbrough, Rich have started off very well, haven't they? You know, what is it? 6 games now they've played, and they've got 16 points out of a possible 18. Borough are flying. Yeah,
I mean, look, it's a great start under Rob Edwards. I watched the game. I didn't think much to West Brom, if I'm honest. I thought they were pretty poor. Didn't really offer a lot. I know they scored a late goal consolation, which was good for me and you, Jack, because we had 2-1, didn't we? So I was quite happy with that.
Not quite, you know.
But I thought Borough looked decent.
Good.
Get the points while you're in form at the start of the season. Get as many points on the board as you can, because they'll hit a rough spell sooner than later. Because we've still got 40 games to go, Jack. You know, it's nothing gets decided after 6 games. Yeah, brilliant. If you're a Borough fan, you're probably thinking, yeah, this is great so far. It's a brilliant start for Rob Edwards to come in. But when you hit the buffers and you get a few injuries, you might hit suspensions. That's when you're really going to be tested. But they can only do what they're doing at the minute. That's all they can do.
No rubbing them wounds, Steve, but I'm telling you, bloody hell, they'll call us bloody corrupt if it happened to Southampton and Leicester as well. Bloody hell. Don't go doing that. And the EFL bloody are after Leicester already. You know,
I don't think we're going to get a get out of jail free card this season. Let's be honest. I think there's going to be at least 1 point deduction, if not 2, come by the end for us.
I'll be all over that WhatsApp group when that happens.
Oh no, I'm going to leave. I'm leaving.
I'm not getting that popcorn out. Forget that. They'll be throwing fists in down in there, Rich. But Steve, Birmingham 1, Swansea 0. QPR 1, Stoke 0. Stoke losing at Loftus Road. Leicester and Coventry ended up all squaring them 69 Derby. What did you sort of take out of them 3 dinner time games? Well, lunchtime, should we call it? In dinner time, it's what they call it in other parts of the country.
I'll be honest with you, mate. As I said earlier, I didn't watch any EFL action this weekend because I was really busy. But look, Birmingham picking up a result. You know, they struggled recently, so that's good for them against a decent Swansea side. QPR beating Stoke. You know, we actually all had Stoke. Well, you guys had them down to draw with QPR, and I had Stoke to win 2-1. So for QPR to turn up there and you know do one, I guess they were at home, so they didn't turn up anyway, did they? But they still beat Stoke, and by the looks of it, they were all over them for the majority of the game, apart from possession-wise. I can talk about the Leicester Coventry game. My God, that was a boring game.
But did he miss?
Well, yeah. Look, you know, I've said a lot about like. He's got no confidence. He should have taken a touch and put it past the keeper. But, you know, in football, your instinct. And I think he slipped, didn't he, as he was going for the ball. So, if he'd have got a better connection of it, he would have beat the keeper. I don't think Coventry really showed all that much. They were okay, but they weren't great.
I agree.
We weren't much better, but I think we were the slightly better side and we had more of the chances. So, overall, it was an okay game. Not one for the neutrals. It was quite sort of bland, but to not lose is important, and we come away with a point where we're joint sort of, second or third, joint third, aren't we, in the league at the moment on points? So we move on to West Brom tomorrow night.
Yeah, the M69 Derby. I wouldn't have called it a boring 0-0. I do think there was Leicester did have the better chances in the game. Probably could have and should have done better with some of the chances we did create in the match, to be fair. If we do put them chances away, we're going to win the game completely. The thing is with Leicester is Jordan Ayew. Man's supposed to be a striker, but he plays it here, there and everywhere. He's like one of them pro clubs players where you expect him to be in one position, but he's doing the defending job, the midfield job and everyone else's job. And it's like, okay. And that's where we're sort of struggling maybe to get goals where we need goals in games. Because if he's down the middle rather than bloody it right back, bloody talking to Ricardo Pereira, we'd had a lot more conversion rates in that game potentially. But that's the sort of thing that Leicester have sort of got to look at over the next coming games, because they've obviously spoke about that, haven't they, Steve? About the front three of Leicester, where Fatawu is scoring the goals, but then you're looking at what Mavididi and Jordan Ayew were doing at this point, and they're not really converting as much as they want them to.
Well, it doesn't help that your main striker is playing at times at right back.
Yeah,
actually being up the pitch. That's very confusing at the best times. And yeah, look, Mavididi, he's out of form clearly. I still think he starts tomorrow, but confidence is a key thing for him. And we saw it 18 months ago in the Championship where he sort of tore up the league a little bit. He just hasn't had that chance in the last year and a bit. He didn't play much in the Premier League. He's not. I know he started with us this season, but again, like, we seem to be giving the ball to Fatawu more than Mavididi, whereas on Saturday we gave it more to Mavididi. And he did okay, but he just slows things down. But yeah, it doesn't help when your striker's playing right back or doesn't join in the attack, and one of your wingers is just not in a decent form. You can't just give it to Abdul and hope that he's going to pull something off. But look, I'm still confident. We didn't lose. We're still doing all right. We've still picked up 5 points from the last 3 games. I do with like 9, but this league is very difficult, as we all know. We can't all have games rained off to help us. So you got to carry on when you can.
Rich, Preston won Derby 0. Hull City beating Southampton 3-1. The Saints are very much marching out of times. They've had a real poor start to the season. 6 points out of these 6 games so far. We're still struggling, but how long can it really go on for Southampton in the performances? Because they're not really shining as much as people expected them to start off with. And to lose to Hull in the fashion that they did 3-1, it puts that real pressure on, doesn't it? And the big players for Southampton are not performing to the levels they'd have hoped to.
Yeah, I see. It was an article today in the local paper this way. It was Kevin Doyle, the former Wolves player, and he was on about us, about like struggling when a team gets relegated from the Premier League. Yeah, when you're in that losing momentum, and like Southampton and us, and you to it as well. It's sometimes it's hard to change that round. You have a big turnover of players. Look, they've got a new manager. They're learning different things, how to play, patterns of play and all that. And he come with a big reputation, didn't he, Will, still? He was doing well in France, but it's totally different in the Championship. Like you were saying there, Steve, you see the results every week. We sit on here and we try and predict them, and it's so unpredictable. And I think you've got to find... I watched the game in the week when they played Liverpool in the Cup, and I thought Southampton played quite well. But it's all about early on, I think, getting some wins under your belt. And you talk about, like, I know you were disappointed that you didn't get a win against Coventry, but it's another game that you haven't lost. You've taken a point. You keep that momentum keeps rolling on. You ain't going to win every week. If you're playing well and you win, all well and good. But sometimes you can't play well every week, and sometimes you have to scrap out a 0-0 and take a point and just move on. And I think Southampton, they'll probably take a scrappy 1-0 win somewhere. I mean, Preston's win at Derby was a great result. I mean, Alfie Devine scored. It was a great goal, but they have another team, Derby. I mean, they had 2 good away results against us, and then they beat West Brom, and then they go back home, and you think, yeah, good opportunity to get a win at home, and then they get rolled over. So it's very difficult, the Championship. Every single game, every week is competitive, and yeah, sometimes the weather helps you as well, Jack.
We're gonna have to get umbrellas like over the top of the Ewood Park at some point, aren't we? To just stop it coming.
Do you remember them hats? Them umbrellas you used to have, Steve? They had like 2 beer cans on the top with like the straws coming down here. I think that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Just a little windmill hat. That'll help. You know, a little bit of air going around might push the rain back up a little bit. But it's depressing enough in Blackburn as it is, let alone when it's raining. You
got to be careful. You got to be careful on here. Steve got in trouble last week. I know Jack crumbled on YouTube in the comments to that Stoke fan.
Yeah, fuck off, Jack.
I just like to keep the peace, all right? There's not wrong with that.
I mean, we're only joking on here. We love Blackburn. It's a lovely place to go, and I can't wait to go back.
Right,
Yeah.
boys, when will you do the predictions for week 8?
Monday.
Monday.
It's got to be Monday. It's
Lovely.
got to be Monday. It's got to be Monday, surely.
Okay, we can do Monday, can't we, Jack? Yeah, that works.
Depends
I'll
what
put
time-
it in the group. I
depends what
can't
time
remember.
you
But
got,
Monday works for me anyway.
What time you got? What time Monday?
For me,
7.
Yeah.
7. Let me just check the calendar. This is the annoying thing. I'm so busy nowadays.
Should we do 6 o'clock on Monday?
Oh no, I can't. Mondays, I'm available at 8:30. I can't do
Right.
6 to 8.
Yeah, half 8's fine, right? So
Is that all right with you, Rich? 8:30?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I'm committed with somebody else
I'm
from
there.
6 to 8. So
Well, I'm cheating on us, Rich.
a
innit?
different Leicester channel, I'm afraid.
When it rains, it pours.
Ooh, a different Leicester channel, Jack. Let me get away with that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
I get
innit?
loaned out occasionally.
Loaned out. Yeah. Rich, I mean, your sort of noisy neighbours, should we call them, at Carrow Road. Norwich haven't started great at home, have they? 3-2. Wrexham, Sheffield Wednesday surprising Portsmouth, and Charlton going to Bramall Lane and picking all 3 points against Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, people expect them to be at the top, but they're down at the bottom holding up Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all said last week, I think we all predicted a Blades home win. Wilder going back there.
Yeah.
Steve's not seen it, but you haven't seen the Nathan Jones celebration then, Steve?
No, I haven't. No.
Sliding Jose Mourinho like down the touchline on his knees.
Actually, I have seen that because it wasn't wet enough, was it? And his slide was quite bad. Yeah, not ideal. So I did listen to a couple of minutes of this game whilst we were sat waiting for the rain to stop over Derby. It didn't. We still got wet. So I listened to the last sort of 5 minutes of this game. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Norwich were all over them in the last sort of 20 minutes or so. But Wrexham came away with a result which was not expected. So in the results that we went for, Jack went for a 2-0 home win. I went 4-0, and Rich, you went 3-1. So we were all wrong.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. We didn't. We're disgusted in ourselves that we didn't go for Wrexham. Can we change it quickly? I know one's watching.
Well, Connor Cody was. We didn't play. I don't know. Was he injured or was he dropped?
Pick up points, Rich, or even
there
winning.
You go.
He was on the bench.
Connor Cody's the problem there. That's what
no,
it
he's
is.
not. We need him to play on Tuesday. He's a great defender who's not had any issues whatsoever. He should start every week.
That's it, Michael. You go and get in your manager's ear, mate. We need Connor Cody at the back on Tuesday night against Wrexham.
But yeah, Norwich really struggling, Jack, at home. I mean, some of their fans are not happy with the style of football Liam Manning's playing. As for Sheffield Wednesday, brilliant result. Look, I was over the moon for their fans. I mean, we spoke about it on here, I think, every week. You know, what's going on there. I see an interview today with, I think, Barry Bannon's done an interview. He stopped asking questions to the chairman because he can't find out anything. And it's just a mess. It's just an absolute mess. But I think they've had a better start this season than they actually had last season. But if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, just enjoy your wins because I don't think you're going to get many of them. You know, and when they come along, just enjoy them. But
they've got more transfer embargoes than Sheffield Wednesday have points. And goals, actually. They've got more transfer embargoes than Sheffield United, have points and goals. So that's a positive.
Well, a positive for Sheffield Wednesday fans. I mean, Sheffield United fans thought that Sheffield Wednesday would be holding them up. It's the other way round. I mean, no one would have expected at this point of the season, to be fair, that Sheffield United would be at the bottom of the table. People are expecting them to even be in the playoffs. But I sort of said it on a stream yesterday about the Championship. To sort of finish in the playoffs, you've got to have that real good start. And if you don't, and you're faltering at the start of the season, going up into like November time,
you'll be all right when they go down to 8th place. When they go down to 8th place with them extra 2 playoff places,
what's your thoughts on
that? Absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, you only have to look at last season when Bristol City played Sheffield United in the playoffs. And what were Bristol City? 20-odd points they finished behind United. Yeah. And they got slapped, didn't they, in the playoffs? You could have a team who finishes 8th go to the Premier League. And I know, look, the teams that normally go up struggle anyway. But, I mean, nonsense.
You think if Ipswich going up in 8th place and Ipswich don't go up all together?
Well, they'll probably find a way to get us up there anyway, won't they, the EFL?
They'll abandon the game. Turn on the sprinkler. But with Sheffield United, like, So a lot of people saying, "Oh, now Wilder's gone in. He knows the club, he knows the players. He'll start pretty well." But they still look really fractious on that pitch.
Yeah.
They don't like they're playing for each other at all, and I think they're just going to struggle more and more. I know they've got Oxford this week, which we sort of say with Oxford that they'll get relegated, but actually Oxford are in decent form, and Sheffield United really aren't. It's I would be worried if I was I don't think they'll get relegated, but I don't think they'll go up this year with how they are.
Let's have a look at the last 2 games. Bristol City 1, Oxford United 3. Oxford played really well in that game. I thought they fully deserved it after what I watched from them. That draw against Leicester has done them wonders of good. Then you've got the Millwall game, 1-0 against Watford. Weren't really a game that you could say there were a lot of goals going to be scored in, to be fair. I think you could have predicted that before the game at the Den, that both teams would probably cancel each other out and there'd probably be the odd goal in it. But
well, I did predict it, Jack. Come on. You should have predicted it too if you thought like that.
I thought a draw.
Wow.
Yeah. You got the 1-0, Rich. You got another point on me and Steve.
What is the table looking like, Steve, anyway?
No, me and Jack are on 5 and you're on 9. So still a long way to go.
That is very true. Very true.
He's running away with it, isn't he, Steve, so far?
No. At the moment, he's Middlesbrough and we're Stoke and Bristol City. We're 4 points behind, but it's fine. We're chasing.
Has he got more points than Ipswich? More points than Ipswich got points?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. Yeah,
but we've got a game in hand. We've got a game in hand, though, Jack.
Right, yeah.
That's true.
We'll let you off. Yeah, you got a game in hand. You're 6 points off second, as you keep saying, Rich.
There you go.
Dan and Reese are having none of it in that WhatsApp chat, mate, but you keep throwing in punches. Right, let's get into week 7 then. Let's get the predictions underway. We're going to start off at the Hawthorns. West Brom versus Leicester. What is your thoughts on this one in the Friday night football, Rich?
They need a result, don't they, West Brom? 2 defeats on the bounce. I wasn't very impressed with them last Friday. They had a decent start the first 2 or 3 games under Ryan Mason, but they looked slow in midfield. Didn't have a lot about them in attack. They got not a lot of pace in the team, Jack, so I think you'll be all right there. They're playing Jed Wallace. I think he's been a very good player, obviously for Millwall and West Brom on the right. Not the quickest. What we got here? Should get bonus points for predicting. Rain stop play. Yes. There you go. He's a Town fan, by the way. Finch's Rest Cemetery. Good lad. Unbelievable.
We couldn't tell.
Unbelievable.
I think it'll be a tight game, but I think Leicester might just nick it, like last time out when Harry Winks scored that breakaway goal when they had the long throw, piled everyone forward and then got caught on the counter. I'm going to go 2-1 Leicester.
I'm going to back Leicester 2-1. I'm going to back this. I think we win. I think Carranza's got to start with Ayew as centre attacking mid in the way we do win this game. I think that's probably the only way that we do get a score more than 1 goal in this game, Leicester. If we can put Jordan Ayew behind, which I think is far more superior. It all depends on, obviously, the left wing position, but Harry Winks and Jordan James were fantastic against Coventry, and I'm expecting them to start again. The same back 4. And it just makes a real difference, doesn't it, Steve, with Ricardo coming back in. Obviously, Fast played well against Coventry. Vestergaard was the man pumping them 40-yard passes. And Harry Winks looked like he'd never been away from the team.
Yeah, and Rich saying that they're not very pacey in the team. That helps us because Vestergaard has got no pace whatsoever. So, that's always helpful. I've also gone for a 2-1 Leicester win. So we're all even across the board on that one. It's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to copy Rich every week and hope that,
Well, you need more. You need to do more than copy me if you're going to catch me.
Jack, as long as I'm not bottom, I'm okay. Second place is fine with me.
Well, you joined bottom at the minute, so
I think it'll be a tight game. But I don't think they've beat us for a long. 2010 was the last time they beat us away from home.
So Leicester City haven't lost to West Brom in the last 8 meetings. Won 7, drawn 1.
But there's one caveat to that now. We don't have a Jamie Vardy up front. So it'll be the first time the Hawthorns without Jamie Vardy.
Don't tell me that. If someone told me we're coming back for this game.
It's just depressing, isn't it? Thinking about it,
It used to be a Jamie Vardy game, didn't it? Every time you go there, you think, that's it, Vardy's going to score. Obviously, he didn't play last time, did he, in the Championship against them? He were on the bench. I think he struggled with some sort of injury last time.
Yeah, but hey, let's just hope that one of the lads, knocks it in and does a Vardy celebration as a callback. That'd be quite nice. But yeah, 2-1. We're both at the game, so you're actually not that far away from each other, are we? I think I'm a couple of seats up from you, so I'll be interesting to see what you're recording this time.
Well, probably not a lot, actually. If Jordan Ayew's all around the pitch, man, that's probably the only thing I get. But the next one is the Midlands Derby. Coventry taking on Birmingham City. The Battle of the Cities at the CBS Arena. What is your thoughts on this one, Steve? Coventry unbeaten going into this one, by the way.
Yeah, Coventry fans seems to... I've seen online that they'd prefer to not lose to Birmingham than to lose to us. So that's interesting. They see this as a bigger rivalry than with us. But I think it'll be a decent game. I think Coventry are quite strong. Birmingham, look, I think their returns to the Championship, they've done all right. 3 wins out of is it 4 wins? 3 wins? The table only gives me the last 5 games, but still 3 wins out of the last 5. A couple of defeats in a row, but they looked all right against Swansea. So I've gone for a 2-1 Coventry win still, because I just think they're very good at home. They're the leading scorers for a reason, and I think they'll just edge this one.
Well, Coventry City and Birmingham have not drawn in any of their last 3 matches against each other. Haji Wright, top scorer. Birmingham have scored 2 goals in their last 5 matches. Birmingham have only got, in their last 2 away games, have only recorded 1 shot on target between the Leicester and the Stoke game, by the way. So they're not travelling on good form away from home going into this one. I've got Coventry winning this one 2-0.
2-0. And to be fair, they only scored in the last minute, but Birmingham against Swansea, didn't they? So the 94th minute winner, but they were all over them by looking at the stats. So yeah, sorry, Rich, carry on.
Lyndon Dykes, Rich.
Yeah, Lyndon Dykes, I think that's the second late winner he's got, because he scored, didn't he, away at Blackburn?
Yeah.
Birmingham should have won the opening game of the season too. Well, yeah, corrupt refereeing, helped us there, Steve. Another dodgy decision, another penalty we got. Lucky old Ipswich. Getting back to Coventry, Birmingham. Birmingham, I think. Look, it was a good win against Swansea, because Swansea have been in decent form.
Yeah.
I see they're not happy at the ticket prices, Birmingham, aren't they? Because they're charging about, I think it's about 40
quid.
Yeah, but then you've got to see the last time I think they played each other, when Birmingham fans absolutely wrecked their toilets. So, I mean, there's always something, like when something happens, there's always something why that they've put them prices there. But I think Cov will just edge this home advantage. Birmingham, I think they're going to be, I think, top 10. Birmingham, will they have a push for the playoffs? They'll probably spend again in January, so if they're sort of in the mix, that'll probably help them out. But I'm going to go with Steve, and I'm going to go 2-1 to Cov.
Current from my team, look, bottom 3 and tip start of the season top 6. We are miles off who I expected. No signs, Rowe, Nunes, or our midfield has no creativity. I think Nigel's a Norwich City fan. He's not happy with that.
Nigel's a good lad. He gave me some positive feedback last week, which was nice of him. He might not be. He might not be so nice this time next week when we're predicting the derby. So, hope you get spanked at the weekend, Nigel. By the way, there you go.
No love lost between you two. Then Swansea taking on Millwall. Millwall have won the previous 3 matches against Swansea, by the way. Millwall sit 10th, Swansea sit 11th in the Championship. How do you see this one going at the, Swansea.com stadium, Rich?
I watch Millwall. Look, they're a gritty team, aren't they? I think they get everything they can out of their players. I don't think Ivanovic didn't play the other night. I think Josh Coburn was up front. I think they said he's got 1 goal in about 16 games.
Wow.
And I don't think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I like Millwall as a football club, because I think they're always punching above their weight. And they've been knocking on the door, haven't they, for the playoffs the last couple of seasons. Can they make that little extra step this season? I'm not quite so sure. Swansea at home, I think they'll just edge it, Jack. 1-0 to the Swans.
I tell you what, I think this has got one goal in it between both of the sides, to be fair. Like Armchair says, 1-0 Swansea. Dave's gone 1-0, so he's going to back them and all. I tell you what, I'm going to go 1-0 as well to Swansea. I'm going to back the home side 1-0. I think one goal between them. Michael thinks it's going to be 1-1. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, to be fair, Michael. What have you got, Steve, for this one?
I've gone with Michael 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. They're all right. Like, you know, they're 10th and 11th in the table. There's a couple of points between them. I think both of them will just sort of stay mid-table this season. I can't see Millwall pushing up into the playoff this year. I don't think Swansea are good enough to do it either. I think it's just going to be a boring 1-1 draw. I think it's one of the games that you're sort of glad that is it 3 o'clock on Saturday? Is that right?
12:30.
Oh God, yeah. So I won't tune in for it. So don't tune in for it. Just watch something else instead. Go watch some EastEnders highlights. It'll be better for you.
Town versus Pompey. I predict full 90 minutes of play.
Weather forecast is fine for Saturday. Don't worry.
Right, yeah. As long as you're not playing on a night game, Rich, and the floodlights go out, then
Well, possibly. You never know. You never know.
Don't say floodlights, Jack. Jesus Christ, that'll trigger all the Blackburn fans again. Flood. All right.
Right, we're going to the race course. Wrexham versus Derby. 16th versus 22nd. Derby. Oh, I mean, they probably had a better away sort of performances than home, to be fair. Morris has scored quite a few, hasn't he, for Derby this season? I think he's got 4. Wrexham have scored 11 goals in their last 5 matches. Obviously, their last win in the Championship was against Norwich 3-2, which will give them a bit of confidence. Windass scored in that game. I think he scored 2. Well taken goals. How do you think this one's going, Steve, at the racecourse between Wrexham? Another 12-30 game, by the way.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's be honest. Phil Parkinson, he's very happy, isn't he? Picking up 2 wins out of the last 3 games. That pressure on him will be lifted. Even though you got the dreaded vote of of confidence, which apparently isn't the dreaded vote of confidence. But we all know that if somebody comes out and says, "Oh no, we're backing him 100%," probably going to get sacked within 5 games if they don't win 5 in a row, or even a couple of those games. A great result against Norwich, but. I've gone for a 2-1 Wrexham win. I think they're going to be quite strong at home, a bit more confident after the win. And yeah, even though Derby are slightly stronger away from home, I feel for Derby because I think they're in that sort of there's tiers, isn't there, in this league? And I think they're the bottom tier.
Tiers? Tiers in Blackburn? that type of tier. Oh, sorry, Blackburn fans.
I think they're at the lower end of they're in the relegation battle for me. So I've gone for a 2-1 Wrexham win.
Rich, we're going to come to you next.
Derby, look, they come to ours, and I thought they set up really well. They're probably might be a little bit more suited, Jack, to play away from home, maybe. On the counter. I like Carlton Morris. I think he's a really, really decent player in this league. I don't think Wrexham have kept a clean sheet yet, have they? They've scored 11, conceded 12. Brilliant win. Look, brilliant win. I looked at the scores at half-time last week and it was 1-0. And then I looked about 15 minutes later and they were 3-1 up and thought, blimey. So that was a great win. Took a bit of pressure off when they won in the week in the Cup. Did you see who they drew? Did you see who they drew in the Carabao Cup, boys? Wrexham? Cardiff at home. That'd be a bit lively on a night game, wasn't it, down at the racecourse?
Derby, yeah.
But the local constabulary were really happy with that draw. I think... This is a tough one.
It is.
I think Derby might get something. I might go for a Desmond 2-2.
2-2.
Tell you what, Derby travel better away from home. I'm going to go Wrexham 1, Derby 1. 1-1.
1-1.
It's going to be an interesting one. That's the thing. That one's hard to call, to be fair, because I think this is where realistically both sides maybe will finish. I know people have had Derby a lot further up in the table this season, haven't they? Around about the 14th, sort of 13th area with the transfer window in that, but it just doesn't seem to have worked so far. We're going to go and talk about Charlton versus Blackburn. I think there'll be a better pitch in this one, to be fair. Last time we went to the Valley, it was immaculate, by the way. Obviously, it was a bit of sunshine, no rain.
There is a 10% chance of rain, though, Jack, so it could get
cold. There is. There's
there is,
forecast. Well,
Forks at the ready. Forks at the ready.
Charlton and Blackburn have not drawn any of their last 4 matches against each other, by the way. Their last 4, Blackburn won 2-0, Charlton won 2-1, Charlton won 1-0, and Blackburn won 2-0. So they both beat each other reasonably well in these last 4 games. Two apiece in wins. I've got for this one, boys. I've got Charlton winning 2-1.
Okay. I've gone for a 1-1 draw. You just nailed in the coffin for me. You know, you said no draws in the last 4. 1-1 draw.
Come on, all. Let's vote. One of us watching. We can give Jack more likes. 17. Right. Like target for this, for anyone watching. What should we put it as, boys? I mean, last time
we got 80 odd last week, didn't we?
We got
80.
Go
for 100. We could go for 100, didn't we?
Should we push 100? Yeah.
You know,
come on. If everyone can hit the like button, that'd be appreciated. I know a lot of people's going to watch it on replay, like they have done. 2-1 for me. What about you for this one, Rich?
Right. So I've given Blackburn a little bit of grief tonight, so I'm going to be kind to them.
Okay.
You know, I think they've obviously won away from home, got a couple of wins away from home. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Blackburn win.
Oh, trying to repair the relationship. We see what you're doing, Rich. We see it.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
I said 1-0. You said I've nailed in the coffin for me when you said there's been no draws for a while, so 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Right then, let's get on to the next one, shall we? Let's go to Portman Road. Oh,
is it raining?
Taking on Portsmouth. Is there a weather forecast? Is it going to be pissing it down?
No, it's going to be. Or is it going to be fine? It's fine this weekend. Don't worry. We will complete. The game will be completed.
Well, we're not past the watershed yet, Rich. So keep your language at a bare minimum for this one. You know, I don't want Blackburn fans coming on here. A few tears. No joking. Much love. Ipswich, Portsmouth. How do you think this one goes?
It's a must. It's got to be a must-win game. Look, all joking aside, we haven't really started the season that well. You know, we've got 6 points, but we haven't really got going. Apart from that game against the Blades, and I think a lot of that was probably down to them when the second goal went in, sort of capitulating, and we played better after that. But I don't think we've really got going so far. We keep making mistakes defensively. I mean, the game Saturday was 0-0 half time, nothing really happening. And then we've got a red card and a penalty within 10 minutes of the second half, and we're making things very tough for ourselves. Portsmouth, I think they probably would have expected to beat Sheffield Wednesday last week, so they're looking to get a win. We need the 3 points, and I think we'll get them, and I'll go for a 2-0 win.
I'll tell you what, Portsmouth, what are they in the league at the minute? So they've got 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats. They sit 13th. Ipswich sits 17th. Pompey played well against Southampton in their last away game, by the way. I thought they probably could have won. I think Josh Murphy has probably been their best player. He's pivotal on the day of getting Portsmouth going forward in attack. I think he causes you some problems, but I don't see why you shouldn't beat them, to be fair, in this one. You are scoring goals. Philogene scored a hat-trick. Was it last home game against Sheffield United? So I will back you in this one, Rich, because Pompey haven't scored in their last 2 matches, by the way. So they're struggling to get the goals. I'm going to go 2-0 Ipswich.
It's a triple. I've gone 2-0 Ipswich as well.
Lovely. I think that's the...
Can't really add anything else to what you guys have just said, really. So,
is that the second time this show we've actually gone for the same score?
If you lads want to keep copying my homework, Joe, keep doing it.
I've had to study it this week very well after bloody last week's results. So, it's probably the first week actually I've studied it, to be fair. sometimes just go with what I'm thinking. Next one. Here we go. Oxford taking on bottom of the league, Sheffield United. Jesus Christ! If you're a Blades fan, it's a tough talk, isn't it? Right now, being watching Sheffield United, bottom of the league, struggling even to win a game. Steve, talk to me about this one. I mean, Oxford go into this game after beating Bristol City, an informed Bristol City side, 3-1. Last 2 home games, they've drawn 2-2 with Coventry and Leicester. They go into this game on some good form and some good confidence against a real... You don't know what Sheffield United team you're going to see, but there's a real fracture at Bramall Lane at the minute regarding Sheffield United. But how do you see this one going at the Kazam?
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield United, they are really struggling. Like I thought they'd pick up a result against Charlton at the weekend, but they just, I know it was a last minute, 90th minute goal for Charlton, but looking at the momentum and the stats, it's fairly even, to be honest. I do back them to get a result this week. I feel like it's going to click for them at some point, right? Like same with you guys at Ipswich. I know you clicked against Sheffield United, you beat them 5-0, but it's got to click. Going forward. And I think we're going to start seeing the slow return of a strong Sheffield United squad, because Wilder will kick them into gear. Like, he wasn't happy last week. He would have kicked them up the arse. That's not good enough. So I think we'll see a reaction, and I've gone 2-0 Sheffield United. I like Oxford. I think they're good. They're decent at home, but at some point it's going to click, and I think it's going to be this weekend.
Well, before I ask you about it, Rich, these two sides haven't drawn in their last 6 games. I believe. Let me just check on that one. Last 6 games, Sheffield United have won 5, Oxford have won 1. The last game at the Kazam these two played, Oxford won 1-0.
And that threw a right spanner in the works, didn't it? Because that was around about Easter time when they lost them 3 games, Sheffield United.
I think this one will go then because Rich.
I agree with Steve. I mean, I don't think Sheffield United are just going to stay at the bottom forever, because they've got too many good players in their team. And Wilder, he's had a week's training. Oxford had a great result on Sunday away at Bristol City. I mean, none of us predicted that. That shows how predictable the league is. And they drew 2-2 with you. Before that, they drew 2-2 with Coventry. So they're in decent form, but I think the Blades going now. I think they're going to get their first win of the season. And I'm going to go with Steve, and I'm going to go 2-0 to Sheffield United.
Wow, I have a copy of my homework, Rich. I know you're scared of me catching up, but
it's not even your homework this week, Steve. Come on.
Right. Let's this one, to be fair, because when Sheffield United beat these, they're being quite convincingly. I don't think it'll be quite convincingly. I think Oxford will put up a fight. Like you say, Sheffield United have got some good players, but they've sold quite a lot of good players as well, haven't they? Like Kiefer Moore and that in the summer. I think this one will be 2-1 to Sheffield United. 2-1. I was going to go 2-0, but I think Oxford will get a goal in this one. Let's go to the next one. Deepdale. Preston, Bristol City. Preston have started off really well, actually, to be fair. They are picking up the points. They've been very divine at home, haven't they? Picked up some big results.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Ipswich, Leicester have fell short of Preston at home. Middlesbrough picked only a point up. How do you think this one goes, Richard, the Deepdale?
3rd v 5th. So both sitting on 11 points. Preston have only scored 7 goals. In 6 games, and Bristol City got 13. So I think they're second top scorers behind Coventry. It's a tough place to go deep, and we've both been there this season, and we've come away with a tail between our legs. And I think Bristol City. I'll go for another tight game, 2-1 to Preston.
Agreed, Alex. I still think we'd have won that game, mate. If bloody Ramsey wouldn't have been sent off, but Jackets Spud 2, City 2. Oh well, I won't be surprised, to be fair. These two sides, Mehmeti is ranked third in big chances created for Bristol City in the competition with 4. They're ranked first away from home this season, so they have got a good record away from home. Osmajic is at the most shots on target per match for Preston, 1.6 on average. Thierry Smalls has created the most big chances for Preston. He's been fantastic so far. I really liked him against Leicester. I think he caused us all sorts of problems. So I think this will be a tight one between the two. I'm going to go 1-1.
I too have gone 1-1. I think it'll be a really good game, actually. It'll be end-to-end, this one.
Yeah.
Mehmeti's he's had a great start to his season. Jakobsen scored 3 goals as well. And we all know how good Scott Twine.
Yeah, Scott Twine. Yeah,
Scott Twine. Yeah, I struggled on the first name for a second. I was like, I know it's Twine, but I can't remember what the first. Yeah. But Preston a decent home, as we found out. The fact we only came away with a decent jacket potato rather than any points is testament to how Preston have done this season. So I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think it'll be a good game though.
Yep. Next one, Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday versus QPR. Richard Kone has lived up to life in the Championship after signing from Wycombe. Sheffield Wednesday picking up a big result last week against Pompey. What is your initial thoughts ahead of this one, Rich? Could Sheffield Wednesday go and upset QPR, or do you think QPR will have too strong a thing of them?
I mean, they've bounced back really well, haven't they, QPR, after that absolute hammering they took at Coventry. I think, is it 3 wins on the spin, Jack? I think they've got.
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting 9th. Yeah, so look, one away at Wrexham, good away win on their last time they travelled. So yeah, Sheffield Wednesday still, look, I think it's going to be few and far between them victories. And like I said earlier, I think if you're a Wednesday fan, just enjoy them when they come. Kone, very good signing, Jack. I think he started well at Wycombe, didn't he? And then obviously Bloomfield went to Luton, and then Mike Dodd's come in. And I think he changed the way that Wycombe played. I don't think it suited Kone, but he's had a really good start to life in the Championship. And I think he'll get another goal this time. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 QPR win.
I'm going to go 2-1 QPR. What about you, Steve?
2-0 QPR. I think, the 3 wins on the bounce for QPR, 7 goals in that time as well is a decent return. Sheffield Wednesday, look, some more transfer embargoes today announced, a lot of more issues off the pitch. And it's got to be distracting for the players, isn't it, to know that, you could not be paid again this month. And I feel sorry for them. But, I think 2-0 QPR, I think they're going to be too strong for them.
Yeah, QPR looking good. I mean, since that battering they took at the CBS with Coventry 7-1, they've won every game since. So, yeah, they're really picking up again. Next one, boys, St Mary's. Southampton, a very out of favoured Southampton going into this, I'd say, against the league leaders Middlesbrough, is on extraordinary form going into this one. Rob Edwards has done a fantastic job so far, 16 out of 18 points for them on offer. Canberra go marching out of Southampton with 3 more points. Steve, or will Southampton start to really pick up?
I've gone for a 2-1 Middlesbrough win. Look, Southampton, they were all over Hull at the weekend. They were unlucky not to come away with a result because it was, 70-odd% possession in the end, more shots, bigger chances, but goals win you games, and they conceded 3. So, but Middlesbrough, I mean, they've impressed me so far this season, Middlesbrough. I think that they've, obviously, we all know they've started really well, but they're looking quite strong. Just all over the pitch. Like, it's not, I can't find a weakness in their team as of yet. If they get some injuries, then time will tell. But I just think it'll be another bad day for Will Still, unfortunately. So 2-1 win for Middlesbrough.
Rich?
I think he gets sacked by Christmas,
Ooh. That's a big call. I think this would be a really good game of football. I think, look, it's still early days for him, but you do need to get results when you're a new manager coming in, and you've only got to look at Rob Edwards, Jack. You know, the way he's come in at Borough, they've literally hit the ground running when people thought Middlesbrough might not do that well, you know, coming in to replace Carrick, who he done quite well there, Michael Carrick. I think he could have probably done a little bit better. Southampton, home advantage. I think this is where they might get their second victory of the season. I think it's going to be a decent game. I'm going to go for a 3-2 Southampton win. 5 goals. I think it's going to be a very good watch.
Do you know what? I'm going to go for a 1-1. I'm going to stick with a draw. I just don't see how both sides are going to cancel each other out for it or win here. Southampton they just can't seem to put chances away. They do create a bit. They're just not doing enough. Obviously, they have beat Wrexham this season at home. I think they're probably lucky with that, to be fair. If Wrexham scored that second goal and took that opportunity, they'd have gone and won the game. But yeah, like Steve says, they did quite well at home, just didn't convert the chances and they just keep conceding left, right and centre. So Middlesbrough, high flying, but yeah, I think it'll be a reasonable 1-1. Let's have a look at the next one then. Where are we? We're going to go to the Bet365 Stadium, better known as the Britannia. Stoke versus Norwich. Both sides lost last week. Rich, we're going to start with you. Josh Sargent is the league's top scorer at the minute with 5. Do you think Norwich will start to get...
No, he's not.
Back into...
Had you right, is the top goal scorer with 6.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good, is it?
Wait, hang on, no, 5. It's just changed. Yeah. It's 5.
Yeah, it is 5. I told you, man.
It said 6. No, had you right, it's on 5 as well. But it's fine.
Both so the joint top goal scorer, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Rich, Stoke versus Norwich. Norwich are playing better away from home.
Yeah.
They did beat Blackburn in the last last away game, sorry. Stoke, they're doing reasonably well at home. How do you think they'll get on in this one then against Norwich?
Look, if you look at the league table, they've picked up 7 points, Norwich, all away from home, 2 wins and a draw. Stoke last time out, they probably would have expected to go to QPR and get a result the way that they started. So Mark Robbins will be looking to get a reaction, as I've got a cat jumping in here. I think Norwich will definitely score, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win.
2-0 Stoke, 2-2, 2-0, 3-1. Steve, what did you go for again?
Well, I haven't told you that yet. I would say, Rich, if you had to choose between living in Stoke and Norwich, which one would you choose?
I'd rather live in Blackburn.
Fair. I mean, I probably would too, to be honest. Yeah, Stoke, one of the most depressing places to live in the UK, but I'm joking. This is a joke. It's a joke.
Not again.
I'm waiting for Jack to be diplomatic again in the comments.
Can't go on like this, can it, really?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Stoke have started the season really well. Norwich need to bounce back after that performance against Wrexham. I think you'll see a Josh Sargent goal, and then Stoke nick it back at the end with a 1-1 draw.
I think they're quite negative. I've been reading Jack Norwich. Their fans are not too happy. Style of play. I know. Look, Liam Manning. He's new there, and he's a new manager in. But we all know that in about a week and a half's time, when Norwich rock up at Portman Road, they will turn into prime Brazil because they always bloody do.
Especially when you consider that one of their midfielders, the former midfielders, now plays for you after leaving them. And if he doesn't leave that ground with at least 2 2-footed challenges on him, I'll be very surprised.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
You might see a bloody Jack Grealish moment where, a Norwich fan will come over and smack one of the Ipswich players from behind, and it'd be Nunes probably, Rich. We're
not inciting violence on here, by the way. If any Norwich fans have got any ideas about running on the pitch.
We're too on ball for that. Norwich haven't lost to Stoke City in their last 9 meetings. Won 6, drawn 3. Josh Sargent is the competition's top scorer with 5. Stoke, Sorba Thomas is ranked first in the big chances created for Stoke, 6. Million Manhoof has the most shots on target per match for Stoke, 1.0. I think this one will be a tight one between the two sides. I'm going to go 2-1 Norwich.
Ooh.
Right, lots of moaning from the Norwich pods. Fact of the matter is Wrexham have more talented players all over the pitch in positions from some, yeah. Well, that's the thing in it. You know, there's a lot of opinions in football sometimes when you do lose games. We've had it a lot, haven't we, Steve? When we have not scored and we played badly apparently, but you know. Right, the next one we go to is Watford versus Hull City, Vicarage Road. Can Watford score in this one? I mean, they're not really scoring many. In the last 6 games they've played, they've lost 1-0 to Millwall, 1-0 to Blackburn, 2-2 to Southampton, 1-1 against Swansea, and they beat QPR 2-1 in their last 5. Hull go into this one on a 3-1 win against Southampton, drew 2-2 to Swansea, lost 4-2 to Bristol City, 3-0 to Blackburn, and obviously won 3-2 against Oxford. Hull sit 14th, Watford sit 21st. How do you think this one's going to go, Rich? Because Watford haven't kept a clean sheet in their last 7 matches.
Well, it's a big game for Watford, isn't it? And normally make a managerial change around this time, don't they, if they're struggling?
Yeah.
They've got to really take advantage here of playing at home, I think. Hull have started quite well. They've started better than I thought they would. Ollie McBurney scored again last week. I think he's decent in this league, you know. Played at this level before at Swansea and at the Blades. But I think I'm going to edge towards a home win here. I think Watford really need to win. If you're looking, they've got 5 points and they're level with Derby, and then you've got Sheffield Wednesday on 4 and then Sheffield United on 0. So if they don't get a result here, they could drop into the bottom 3. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win.
Steve?
I've gone for a 1-0 Hull win. Yeah, I think I've done all right. They've settled now, haven't they? You know, they're picking up some results. They're drawing a win the last couple of games. Watford, yeah, all over the place, to be honest, but that's the Watford way. They'll still be fine this season. They'll finish sort of, you know, 16th, 15th, 14th, that sort of thing. So a 1-0 win for Hull. I think they've got just enough quality to beat a Watford side that have a decent that random kit they came out with for Elton John the other week. I keep seeing people wearing that actually around my area. There's a couple of people that support Watford, and I'm like, what? You're in Lincoln. What are you doing wearing a Watford kit? Sorry, that just came into my head. So yeah, 1-0 to Hull.
1-0. I'm gonna go for 1-1. I think that both sides will probably cancel themselves out in this one. Both sides don't keep a clean sheet, and both sides haven't really won much this season. So between the two, I just think Watford at home, they're not going to want to lose, are they, again? But they're not conceding many and they're not scoring bloody many, Watford. So Hull, Ollie McBurney, he's been a breath of fresh air for them up front, hasn't he? You know, he's a real bloody handful.
Was he on a free, Jack? I think he was on a free, wasn't he, from Spain? He was out in Spain playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 1-1 in that one. And that is it for the predictions for week 7, boys. Let everybody know when week 8 is, boys, so they can all come back and watch our glorious faces again for one more time.
We're on Monday, aren't we? Monday night.
Yeah,
8:30.
8th.
Yeah.
Is it 8:30, Jack?
Tuesday night games. Who have you got?
And then back on Thursday as well. So twice next week.
Oh, we've got twice. Monday
brilliant.
and Thursday.
We have got Bristol City away on Tuesday night.
We've got Wrexham at home Tuesday night. So that'll be an interesting one, to be fair. I'll tell you what now, we'll start to see, you'll probably see a lot more of us, guys, to be fair, regarding the whole Saturday, Tuesday things. So, yeah.
This is when you two have got to pick up your game, because like 3 game weeks,
West
you could close that. So yeah, after next weekend's games, there's another 2
Is
weeks
it after your derby with is it Norwich?
Yeah. So we played Norwich on the Sunday, and then there's
you lot need to hope you go into the international break.
Well, we could go into it smiling, or we could be going to it absolutely fuming that you've not done your job again, and you've not got a game to put it right for 2 weeks. And then we've got Borough, Jack, on the Friday night when we come back. Cheers, Sky. Thanks for that.
What have we got, Steve? After the
international break, we play at 7:45 on a Saturday against Portsmouth at home.
Yeah.
So again, thanks, Sky, you bastards.
Why is that quarter to 8?
Rugby.
I have no idea. idea.
Rugby's on at 3:00.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah. Leicester Tigers are playing. So they've decided to move the football instead of the rugby, which is what it is.
On a Saturday though, like, come on.
Move
the rugby. We don't care about them.
Wrexham have got Birmingham next Friday.
Oh, that's a bit lively, isn't it?
Irakunda is good for Watford. He'll be gone soon. Yeah. Connor Chaplin's obviously at where was he at?
He's at Portsmouth.
Portsmouth, that's it.
He can't play. Can't play on Saturday. He's on loan from us. Can't play.
Oh. See you Saturday, Rich. Buy you a beer, mate.
Yeah. Just make sure you check the weather forecast, Ryan. Bring your umbrella. You don't want to get any.
You don't want water in your beer.
You do not want any water dripping in your beer, do you?
You don't want that salty water in your beer. We can't, Rich.
Oh, come on, Nigel. We're all friends here.
Rich, what's coming up on the Suffolk Crunch, mate? Any match previews?
Yeah, match preview tomorrow. I've got a day off work tomorrow. I'm going to the cricket tomorrow, last time this season. Heading down to Chelmsford to watch Essex. Shout out to your boys, Leicestershire. Don't know if either you two are cricket fans. They got promoted, won the league.
Fantastic.
So shout out to them. And then, match preview tomorrow night, and then off to the game on Saturday. Looking forward to it. But it's must win. I mean, we've got to be beating Portsmouth at home. If we don't, questions will be starting to be asked with the amount of money we've spent. Because someone did say that in the WhatsApp. We spent 51 million. We signed 19 players. But he got the amount of players wrong. And he said Google was wrong. But we've spent a lot of money. And it's sooner or later, we've got to start putting some wins and results on the table. And we're playing catch up a little bit on Borough, aren't we? We all are. With the great start that they've had.
Michael, you'll be doing a scouting view tomorrow night. What are you, Michael, for Wrexham on Tuesday? You're watching for Tarwoos and the Mongers and that against West Brom. You'd be keeping a bloody close eye on Leicester. But Steve, we're back at 8:30, aren't we, this evening? The match preview for West Brom as we head to the Hawthorns tomorrow night. Obviously, me and Steve will be at West Brom away. So if you see,
I'll look out for you on the telly. Boys.
Come and have a chat with us.
See you.
Well done. Good show. Yeah, exactly, Michael, mate. I'll be watching you against Derby as well, actually. I'm going to have a little review on Danny Ward Knight, really, because he's not playing, so I'm going to waste my time. But no, thanks for everyone watching. Hit a like on this stream if you haven't already. If we can get 100 likes on this stream, that'd be fantastic. If you're watching this on playback, let me know your predictions as well for each of the teams this weekend. Subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe to the Suffolk Crunch as well, where Rich does a good job following Ipswich Town home and away.
Any Blackburn fans, come and join me. Come on. Be nice.
Go put the world right.
Yeah. Try and give Rich some shit, Blackburn fans.
I don't mind.
Go and give him all that.
I can take it. Come on.
Take care. Have a great rest of the evening, wherever you're up to. If you're a Leicester fan or a West Brom fan, come over at 8:00. 8:30, and match preview. Me and Steve. Catch you soon.